I invite His Excellency Bassirou Diomaye Faye, President of the Republic of Senegal, to address the Assembly.
Monsieur le Président,
Mr. President, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, I thank the Secretary-General for the initiative of organizing this summit, and I commend his efforts for a world of peace, a stable world where inclusive development reigns. The future we want requires us to leave no one behind. Faced with the challenges to peace and security, reducing inequalities, eradicating poverty, justice and equity. We can only bring this future about if we pursue joint solutions that are rooted in a multilateral framework, a framework that inspires confidence and buy-in and which serves everyone's interests. Otherwise, it would continue to give rise to mistrust from some and scorn from others, and would thus lose the credibility and legitimacy that are attached to its authority. In this regard, I would like to share 4 observations with you. Firstly, it is clear that our future cannot be built upon the current model, which is dominated by injustices, extreme poverty that affects 10% of the world's population, high-intensity geopolitical tensions, and unprecedented global warming, which is seriously affecting our countries. All of this is alarming, and as underscored in reports by the UN Secretary-General, if the current trends continue, 575 million people will still be living in extreme poverty in 2030. This will further hinder any hope of sustainable development. And in the face of this situation, it is essential that we attack the vicious cycle of debt, the abnormally high interest rates of which are suffocating many countries of the South. This system of iniquity that is underscored in the recent UNCTAD report constitutes a growing barrier to global prosperity, in particular in developing countries, whose borrowing interest rates are between 2 and 12 times higher than those accorded to developed countries. To achieve better debt sustainability, we must reform conditions of access to credit, above all export credit, by easing the rules relating to loan interest rates and the length of grace periods and the terms of those loans. Secondly, the need to reform global political, economic and financial governance so that it reflects the realities of the present. Although progress has been made recently, including the G20's decision to give a permanent seat to Africa and the decision by the member states of the IMF to give Africa a 3rd seat on the executive board, a lot still needs to be done to guarantee the full inclusion of developing countries in those bodies. Thirdly, it is essential that we strengthen activities to promote education and vocational and technical training, to combat ignorance and indoctrination, and to provide young people with vocations and ways that they can flourish. Investing in this way would help to combat inequalities and would help achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. It is therefore more than urgent that we accelerate the implementation of the SDG relaunch plan that was initiated by the Secretary-General. Fourthly, it is essential that we invest more in connectivity and digitalization by strengthening digital infrastructure, innovation, and support for the creative industry of young people upon whom the future will rely. We must provide young people with the means to learn, to succeed, and to flourish. They must be at the heart of our activities and be involved in management and decision-making as drivers of peace and of development. Thank you for your kind attention.
I thank the President of the Republic of Senegal